2 years ago, on a cold November night, a police officer in Times Square noticed an elderly man. He was clearly homeless, and he wasn't wearing any shoes. So this officer asked the elderly man for his shoe size, and then he went off to a shoe store, and he purchased him a pair of shoes, of winter shoes, which cost $100. But the sales clerk, realizing his purpose, used his employee discount to bring the price down to $75. Now you ask yourself, does this sort of thing happen? Well, I can honestly say, not as often as we would like. According to the shoe salesman, most of our New Yorkers, or most New Yorkers, just go on passing by those who are in need. Now this particular person saw this whole incident and, of course, put it on the internet. So the photo went viral with the police officer giving this homeless man a pair of boots. I believe that the Catholic Church celebrates all its feasts with great joy. And we never just celebrate the life of Christ or one of his saints without bringing the joyful news that is contained in the feast to bear upon our lives. So how does the teaching of the Immaculate Conception affect us, that Mary was preserved from all sin from the first moment of her conception? Well, I like to think that what God did in the life of Mary and what God does in our lives is not much unlike what the officer did to the homeless man. Lawrence de Primo didn't turn away. He saw a need and he responded to that need. His compassion put shoes on the bare foot of a stranger. At the core of the Christian faith is the conviction that we are separated from the deepest, most loving core of our reality, and that is God. And the gospel proclaims loud and clear today that God didn't turn away. God saw our need and responded. God's compassion for us was so great that he sent his Son into the world, born of a woman. God became human to make us divine. And as St. Alphonsus, the founder of the Redemptorists, said, heaven for God now is the human heart. The Feast of the Immaculate Conception is the great acclamation that grace ran ahead, purchased the shoes that we would need to walk, and set us on the pathway to holiness. But grace, like charity, it has to run deep. It has to permeate the foundations. Bare feet must be covered. So on this Feast of the Immaculate Conception, the Church confesses that there is one person, Mary, who was totally human, in whose life grace was utterly triumphant. Mary's holiness, her fullness of grace, like all-weather shoes, covers our cold feet, helping us to stand on our own and run to the God who welcomes us.